answered one question for me. The question I'm going to ask you is, what is the primary purpose of your business? So whatever you think that is, just unmute yourself. It's *6. Doesn't matter. There's not a wrong answer, but I'm curious as to what you think the primary purpose of your business is. It's *6.
Customer acquisition.
And who just spoke up?
Deetra. Without the customers, we don't make
Dr.
any
Bishop?
money.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Everything is driven by customers.
Okay, correct answer. And it's interesting that she communicated that the way that she did, with the clarity that she did, because that is 100% the correct answer. The most important part of your company, okay? Thank you, Dr. Bishop. The most important part of your company is customer acquisition. I want you to think about any business in the world and tell me, is there any business in the world that does not want more customers? Think about it. When a company thinks expansion or creating distribution, they do it for the purpose of acquiring more customers. Customer acquisition and customer retention is the most dominant focus of any company in the world. But companies understand this. Well, look, hey, we're growing, we're getting customers, but we need to get more customers. So the only way to get more customers is to hire more staff, to get more buildings, to rent more office space, to pay more salaries. How crazy is it that you get to expand your customer acquisition, but you get to expand your customer acquisition without hiring a new staff, paying more salaries, doing more 401k benefits, doing more health insurance benefits? You're not doing any of that. If you want to expand your company inside the company, you have a Zoom meeting. Somebody else gets on the Zoom meeting. They decide to join the business. Congratulations, your company's just expanded. You have all of the upside, none of the downside, but customer acquisition is the dominant reason why you build a team. Customer acquisition is the dominant reason why you get to 200 customer points. And so sometimes, I was having a conversation with one of our leaders, and I was telling them that, I hear a lot of people just talk about CQ, which is we get it. That's the first step, but that is not the purpose. That's not your purpose in ACN. Your purpose in ACN is not the CQ. Your purpose in ACN is for customer acquisition. And so I'm going to give you right now, I guarantee anybody that utilizes the strategy I'm going to give you right now, there is zero way in the world you will not take what I give you and generate at least $1,000 in the next 7 days. Now, you could do what you want to do and go off script and go off track and say, I'll try this my way. That's fine. But here's what I'm telling you. The people that do exactly, specifically, verbatim, what I'm about to give you, I promise you, you're going to earn an extra $1,000 over the next 7 days. So are you ready? That's like a silent ready. Like you're not going to respond, but let's do it. You're ready anyway, okay? So let's begin. The first thing you want to do is I posted a link to the executive team leaders and regional directors. And the link that I posted was specifically for a video with Feeding America. It's 1 minute and 44 seconds long. So if you're brand new, that link is going to be posted on our website within the hour. But if you have an executive team leader that you work with directly, before it's even posted on teamrevolutioninc.com, you absolutely want to get it from the person that you're working with. And it doesn't matter how many levels you have to go through to get it. You get your hands on this link, okay? You must get your hands on this link, okay? It's super important for what we're about to talk about, all right? So here's how it works out. Why do I say you're going to make $1,000? When you acquire 17 services, okay, when you acquire 17 services, that is $1,000 in ATM, okay, so for personal customer acquisition. Now, how does this work out? It works out that when you get your first 5, there's a bonus of 200. Then every next 3 services that add up to at least 6 customer points, that will be an additional $200. So basically, when you do the math, 17 services is going to be the $1,000, all right? Now, as you're new or as you've been around for a while, we have a buffet of services. You do not want to go to the buffet and get lost looking at the menu available at the buffet. you want to narrow in and focus in on the services that speak to you right away, that you get right away. Everyone in our business gravitates towards some service. It's a lot of people, if you're in the energy markets, a lot of people go after energy. If you're in a marketplace where you have like bundle services, like up in the Canadian provinces, a lot of people gravitate towards the bundle, internet bundle or Vivid. Like there's always a service that people gravitate towards. IDCO, especially IDCO annual, is a major service. But what you want to do is you want to master the easier services for you to grasp and the easier services for you to communicate. Now, that doesn't mean you only get that person for one service, but you have to understand what to communicate up front in order to begin the process. So I'm going to give you the specific steps. Step number 1, you want to have a list of the people that you want to have become your customer. Now, these are people, we're not talking about just being on a Zoom link after your VBR. I'm talking about customer acquisition of anyone, anywhere, anytime. I'm going to show you how to get customers anywhere, from anyone, anytime. So here's how it works out. First thing you want to do is you want to have a list of people that you want to have become your customer. These are people you would not have in your business per se. Like my grandmother, I knew I wanted to become my customer. My aunt I knew I wanted her to become my customer. They were not going to be interested in the business, but I knew they'd support me on the services. We all have a network of people like that. And there's also a network of people that we thought we'd want to have in the business. They saw it wasn't for them, but you want them to become your customer because they're willing to do that, okay? So here's the first thing you want to do. The video that is on YouTube with Feeding America, all right, is on YouTube. It's Feeding America. And specifically, just so no one is held up, it says Feeding America, Ending Child's Hunger. That is the specific video. It is 1 minute and 43 seconds on YouTube. It says Feeding America, Ending Child Hunger. So Feeding America, space, Ending Child Hunger. So let's say I have my friend Rob, a buddy of mine. I know that Rob is supportive. He's someone I can count on, right? I'm going to send a text message to Rob. And the text message I'm going to say is, hey, Rob, do you have a minute? I need to make sure that Rob is available, okay? Rob, do you have a minute? Everyone, listen to me clearly. If you do something off of what I'm telling you right now, it is going to be much harder than if you do exactly what I'm giving right now. So step number 1, please write this down. Rob, do you have a minute? I'm going to send this message to Rob, to Susan, to Barry, to Mike. Maybe these people saw the presentation and they didn't join the business. Maybe they haven't seen the presentation, but you don't necessarily want them on your team for whatever the reason is. These are people that you just want to have as a customer. Maybe they're people that are a little bit older. You know that they're just not going to be running within the business. Whoever these people are, this is customer acquisition specific for those people, okay? Rob, do you have a minute? Number 1. Sure. Rob, Mary, Susan replies back. Sure, what's going on? I need you to watch this video. I'm going to call you in 2 minutes. Why am I saying I'm going to call you in 2 minutes? Because the video is 1 minute and 43 seconds long, and by saying you're going to call in 2 minutes, you're controlling the time. You don't want to say, I'll call you later or call me when you're done. Do not do that. You want to control the time by saying, I will call you in 2 minutes. You know that they're going to watch it because they're going to see the amount of time it is, and you told me you're going to call them in 2 minutes. So what's going to happen? You're going to send that video link to them. They're going to watch it. What happens in that video, this is one of the most powerful displays of what we do, because when you call people, you say that you work with Feeding America, it's not visual. It's not real. It doesn't exist. Like, they understand there's a food problem. People understand there's a food shortage, but when you see that video, it brings heart to the conversation. People understand, and they feel something. I sent this video out to a business partner who'd never seen it last night, and she called me back on the phone crying because she's like, is this what we actually do? And I say, yes. When we acquire customers, it provides meals for families and for kids. So your customer acquisition, you're building a team that gets customers, is everything. And so she said, oh, my God. She called me back an hour later. She signed up herself. She signed up her husband. She signed up her mom. She signed up her brother for ID Seal and herself for Energy. Why? Because it became real. And here's exactly what I told her to say and exactly what you need to say. You send them the video. You say, I'll call you in 2 minutes. 2 minutes later, on the dot, you call them. You honor your word. You call them in 2 minutes. and you say, Rob, I need a huge favor. What's going on? Like, what is all this? Look, my company works with Feeding America. And when we acquire customers, it provides meals for kids. Rob, I made a commitment. And whatever your commitment is, whether you want to get 30 customers, 50 customers this month, whatever it is, you need to tell them that. I made a commitment that I'm going to get 50 customers this month to create 50 meals for kids. And, Rob, I need your support. Can you help me out? It'd mean a lot to me. That sounds very different than what's your rate. That sounds totally different than, what's your kilowatt usage. That sounds very different than what's your data speed. It is not about that. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you this with customer acquisition. Customer acquisition is hard when it's about you. But when it's not about you, it is easy to acquire customers. And what do I mean when I say not about you? Meaning it's about a cause bigger than me, bigger than you, bigger than the person on the phone with. Literally, when we acquire customers, meals get provided for children. Meals get provided for children in the United States with Feeding America. Meals get provided for children with Food Banks of Canada. When we acquire customers, it triggers meals for kids, and these meals come over and over again for the customers paying their bills over and over again. So literally, when you get that one customer that uses that one service, every month that the bill gets paid, another meal gets provided. No company that partners with Feeding America is doing that except for ACN. And so when you're asking people to become your customer, it has to be bigger than you just getting customer qualified or you just hitting a fast start bonus. 17 services is $1,000. That's wonderful, but that's not the goal. The goal is what is the number you're going for and to communicate it. When I got started in ACN, we had one service. It was long-distance phone service. And I know I'm going back in the day, but I'm telling you what it is. And that means for me to get customers, I had to sign up an individual house. That's what I had to sign up. Every house counted as a customer because you didn't have two long-distance phone lines in one house, okay? Now, here's the way it works out. I got 54 customers in my first 30 days. And how I did that was I asked people to do me a favor, do me a favor, do me a favor. But that was one service. That was one service in one house at one time. Today, you have a buffet, but you need to start with a primary service. If you get on the phone and say, we have this and this and this and this and this, it creates confusion. If I'm in an energy marketplace, like one of the 19 energy states, for sure, I'm going all in on energy. Why? It's simple to get. It's simple to understand. It's about you need name, address, email, just phone number, that kind of conversation. But the other service that if you're not in an energy market, I'm going to start with, absolutely guaranteed, is ID Seal. Why? It's simple to get. It's simple to understand. Your data is vulnerable. If you go to the website, myidseal.com, say that again. Listen to me clearly because I say it, but sometimes people go Google. You cannot Google ID Seal. It's in the address bar. You type myidseal.com, myidseal.com. When you go to that website, there's the Equifax data breach website. If I take some of that website, like 9 out of 10 times, their data's been breached, okay? By the way, it's 8:36. I apologize. I'm running over time, but doggone it, just hang with me, okay? So you go onto that website. It shows you if your data's been breached. So those are the two what I call introductory services. I'm going to go there. I'm going to get that person signed up for that service. And then once they're a customer, my God, thank you so much, Mike. I so appreciate you. Is there any way you could help me with my other services? Listen to my language. Listen to my language. I said, thank you so much, Mike. I so appreciate you becoming my customer. He just signed up for energy. He just signed up for ID Seal. He was a yes, but guess what? Now I'm saying, thank you so much, Mike. Is there any way you can support me with any of my other services? If you do not ask the question, you will not get the answer that you want. If you do not ask the question, they don't even know you have other services. But how am I going to do this? I'm doing this on Zoom. I'm doing this over the phone. I'm sending Mike a Zoom link. So if you're on the line right now and you don't have a Zoom account, you need to have a Zoom account because when you get Zoom, you can literally have them hop on that Zoom link and watch you go through the sign-up process with them. Because if you can see it, it's done. If they're on the Zoom with you and you see it, it's done. It's a simple process when you're on the Zoom link with them. So I'm going to walk you through this again. I want you to pay attention again, and I'm guaranteeing you, for every one of you, first of all, you have to have a goal that speaks to you. If 5 services this month speaks to you, God bless you. If 10 speaks to you, God bless you. If 20, 30, 40, whatever that number of services you acquire, because every service is a meal. Every service is a meal. Every single service is a meal. And when you go out and you acquire customers, it creates meals with Feeding America and Food Banks of Canada. So I'm going to say this again. You're going to step number 1, send the text message to the people that you want to get as your customer. The people that either saw the presentation, said no, and they're not your customer right now, or you haven't even shown them the presentation, but you know that for whatever reason they're not going to become your business partner. You don't necessarily want your aunt to become your business partner. Maybe, I don't know, but whoever that person is, you're going to send them a text message, okay? They're going to hop on. They're going to hop on. Hey, what's going on? Hey, I need a minute. Sure. What's going on, James? Perfect. I'm going to send you a video. I need you to watch. I'm going to call you in 2 minutes. I'm going to call you in 2 minutes. Sure. Send the link. You call them. 2 minutes, you call them. What's going on with this? Like, they're thinking donation. No. Here's the deal. I need a huge, huge favor. The company I work with works with Feeding America or Food Banks of Canada, and I need your help. When I acquire customers, it creates meals for kids, and I need your help. What do you need? I need you to do me a favor and support me, become my customer. I have a goal of 50 meals this month, and I need your support. That's it. Go in with the service that's the easiest for you to do and understand. And you do it on your Zoom link so that you know that it's done. This is not a 2-hour process. This is 10 minutes, maybe. Maybe it's 10 minutes. You have your Zoom link ready. You send it to them. Well, how does it work? You send them the Zoom link right now. You put them on. You go to your website and you say, this is this and that's that. Can you help me out? It means a lot to me. Like, I have to get this done. By the way, what I'm giving you right now, what I'm sharing with you right now, is on TeamRevolutionInc.com. You click training. You click launch document. It's right there. But the one piece that's not on there is sending the video up front, the Feeding America video, right? When you go to Feeding America on YouTube, again, if for any reason you didn't hear me say it the first time, it's Feeding America space, ending child hunger. What is the goal you have for personal customer acquisition? And then when people join your team, you teach them this process. Let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to guarantee you what's going to happen. I'm going to be listening on the shout-outs on Friday. We're going to have shout-outs on Friday. And I promise you, someone is going to speak up on Friday, which is in 48 hours, and give a testimony on customer acquisition over the next 48 hours. Someone on this line is going to do what I just talked about, and you're about to completely transform your business. But here's what you need to understand before I end this call. It's not just about what you say. It's the energy that you give what you say. Words have life, but the life that you give your words make the words infinitely more powerful. Words have life, but the life that you give your words have infinitely more power. You have to understand. It's not about me. It's not about you. And this is the most important thing I need you to understand. It is not about you. It is about that when you acquire customers, children get fed, and on the back end, default ACM pays you. How insane is that? That you literally, the more you make in bonuses, is the more customers you've acquired. But that's the more meals you've created for Feeding America or Food Banks of Canada. So think about it. If you can just focus in the cause itself, your reward is coming anyway. You don't have to think about your money. It's coming anyway. You're infinitely more powerful when you think about other people. You're just thinking about me. I got to get CK. Forget all that. Forget you. It's not about you. If you make it about somebody else, you are going to be so empowered to go on your run. So maybe on the line, like, all right, hit 200 customers. That's great, 200 customers. That's fantastic. Oh, you got. Maybe on the line, you're brand new. I just got started. I just gave you the word. Look, when my son read a book to me last night, he read the words in the book, and it was the words specifically in the book. You don't need to be an agent for 5 months, 6 months, 10 months to be able to restate what I just stated to you. When you go to TeamRevolutionInc.com and you click the tab that says training, TeamRevolutionInc.com, and you click the tab that says training, and it pulls up what looks like an iPad in someone's hand, and you click that, it's going to give you a launch document. On the 4th page, are the words I just gave you. By the way, that's your roadmap in our team for building your business. But the only thing not there is the link, and the link has to be set up front because the link makes it real, because visual is real. We learn with our eyes and we feel with our eyes. But when you get two senses involved, the eyes that they saw the video, the words, they're hearing the urgency in your voice, like I'm sounding urgent right now, they will respond to you. But if you don't do what I just said and you try and just call them and do your thing and you talk about your kilowatts and, oh, well, you have a bank identity theft protection, okay, that's great. Well, if you go into that conversation, you are a salesperson. You are not talking about a cause. You sound like a telemarketer, and nobody wants to talk to a telemarketer. But when you talk to someone's heart, they will listen. They will respond. They will acknowledge. You have to speak to the heart. Start with a video that opens the heart. Give them the word, and that fills their heart, and they will want to support your mission, because your mission is so important, especially right now. That's my training for today. And I want to challenge everyone on this line. I don't care if you signed up last night. I don't care if you signed up a year ago. I want to challenge all of us on this line. Really make a difference and go all in. And in the next 48 hours, see what we're capable of. See what we can do in the next 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. See when you help your team join the business. Go beyond, oh, I got to help you CQ. Forget that. Like, that should be like dirty words. Customer qualification is the byproduct of customer acquisition. Because guess what, everyone? If I have a goal to create a meal a day for a child, that's 30 meals. I'm getting CQ'd anyway. That is not our business. Our business is not CQ. Our business is customer acquisition. Our business is creating distribution for customer acquisition. That is the business we're in, and the people that have the largest residual income, let me tell you what they all have in common. They're paid the most because they're making the greatest difference. The people that have the largest teams, that have the most customers, they're paid the most because they're making the biggest impact. They're feeding the most children. And this is the most powerful thing in our entire company, is that you don't have to focus on you. You could focus it on other people, and you can be blessed on the back end because you're making it about somebody else first.